Hey, the other day I was talking about how I went and seen a Quiet Place day one. I just wanted to share something with you guys. This franchise. Now I'm gonna say it in my own version. If this franchise was smart, which so far they have been very smart, if they did it right, the way I've been looking at this yesterday when I put that video up, which I didn't get that many views, but it's just the fact that I hope somebody checks this one out. That's not what I'm talking about, but it's just that what I'm saying, if you've seen the video, I was talking about it's a story within a story of a whole story. Well, if they keep doing what they're doing, I think they could do, I think this is a very profitable franchise. You know what I mean? So, A Quiet Place 1 ended up making $188 million in the US and Canada. I was back in Quiet Place One came out. Quiet Place One came out in 2018, and then worldwide it made $341 million. And what the point I'm trying to make here is that A Quiet Place One budget was only $17 million. So A Quiet Place One's budget was $17 million. And then A Quiet Place One ended up making, after its theatrical, after its run, it grossed $188 million in the U.S. and in Canada too. It made money in Canada, but I didn't put that amount down. But worldwide, it made $341 million on a $17 million budget. So the movie cost $17 million to make. And then A Quiet Place 2, it came out in 2021. Now that was during the pandemic was, people were starting to get back out. So it ended up making, its budget was $61 million. So A Quiet Place 2 ended up making $161 million in the US and Canada. And then worldwide it made $297.4 million. But what you need to understand is that this is right around people were starting to get out a little bit more after the pandemic, because Quiet Place 2 had been delayed due to the pandemic. So if you factor that in, it'll probably make more. So here's the kicker. A Quiet Place 1 made $50 million. Yeah. A Quiet Place 1 in 2018 made $50.2 million on a $17 million budget, and it made $52 million on a opening weekend. And it went on to gross $188 million in the US and Canada combined. And worldwide it made $341. Okay, now Quiet Place 2, it went on to make $161 million in the US and Canada. Worldwide it made $297.4 million on a $61 million budget. So what you gotta understand is that if you make a movie and it's profitable, A Quiet Place, the original one, was made with a $17 million budget, and it made $50.2 million on its opening day. So it tripled its money back, and then it ended up making $341 million total. So it made like gangster money. So obviously, people are going to give them more money to make the next movie. Okay, so A Quiet Place 2 had a budget of $61 million. But what happened, the pandemic happened, and so they had to hold the movie back. So by the time it got released, people were still kind of, leery of going to the theater. But still, with that being said, A Quiet Place 2, its opening weekend was $47.5 million. And then A Quiet Place 2 ended up making $161 million in the US and Canada, and worldwide made $297.4. You see the consistency here? So I think it would have opened up bigger if it wasn't for the pandemic. Now, I just seen A Quiet Place day one, and it made 53 point $2 million or something like that. So it just opened up this weekend and it made $53 million on its opening weekend, right? So, and it had a budget, its budget was $67 million. So, again, what I'm trying to make a point is that A Quiet Place, its budget was $17 million. And then A Quiet Place 2, its budget was $61 million. A Quiet Place Day 1, its budget was $67 million. So each time they inch up the budget, that's how much money it costs to make, that's how much money they give them to make the movie, right? So this is a very profitable franchise. And what I was trying to say in that other video the other day, if they would keep the quality up and not like fast rush, A Quiet Place movies out, like really take their time and really make a good story and really come out with another good story, I say they could make 2 or 3 more of these movies and be profitable. But what they need to do is to make sure that each person that takes over, because every time this movie is taken over, John Krasinski is the one, and Emily Blunt was behind the first one, right? Which was a brilliant idea, but they have had different people, produce, and John Krasinski had a little bit to do with it, and he's in the background. But what I'm saying is that if they keep the quality up, which I told y'all in that other video, A Quiet Place Day 1, I thought there was some superb acting in this movie. And I said, I also said that some people might not like this. I didn't say they wouldn't like it. I said it would be a little like this on the movie due to the fact that there was a lot of good acting in the movie and you can't hardly talk. So nobody hardly talked in the movie because obviously you got to be quiet. So there was some really superb acting from Lupita and the guy that played Eddie in Stranger Things and everybody else that was in that movie. I thought there was some good acting. So that's why that movie did good for me, because it had a good story it was trying to tell. It really had a good story it was trying to tell. So that's in A Quiet Place Day 1. So the point that I'm making here is that this A Quiet Place Day 1 broke records for its own franchise. You see what I mean? Because A Quiet Place made $50 million, and then the second one made $47.5 million. But you gotta understand, they came back after the pandemic was like starting to phase out, because A Quiet Place 2 had been delayed due to the pandemic. Okay, so technically this movie is very profitable and it's made money more each time, except for A Quiet Place 2, which you take in the fact that it came in after the pandemic was unwinding. So I think that would have been up to like maybe $51 million. So this is a very good franchise, is what I'm trying to tell you guys. And I just thought I'd drop a video about this, just asking you, do you think this is very interesting? It's just that this is pretty good, because I'll make a point. Like A Quiet Place 2 budget was $61 million. The opening weekend, it was $47.5 million. So it was a little under $20 million from breaking even to where it can show a profit, which it ended up making $161 million between the US and Canada on a $61 million budget. So if it made $160.1 million just between the US and Canada, that means it made almost, 61 million and 160.1 million. I mean, it's just like, its profit at that time was like what, $99 million, and then worldwide it ended up finishing out at $297.4 million worldwide. You need to take in the fact. You need to take in the fact that you're not including rental and DVD and physical copies that were sold. Because if you look on your phone, you also see how much money they made on, digital and rental, and then selling the physical copy. So that's what I'm trying to make a point about. So the budget for A Quiet Place day one, they made just this weekend $50 million, $53 million, which is their best opening for the whole franchise. But it's on a $67 million budget. So you're like what is that? Uh, 67 minus 53 is 4, and what? That's $14 million shy from breaking even. Is that correct? But anyway, you see where I'm heading here. So uh, they're technically going to make their money back after they get done with after their theatrical run, and it gets out of the theater. Then it'll be up for pre-orders. So this is a very profitable franchise. So and last but not least, I thought that was very interesting just to share that with you guys. And also Inside Out 2 is, I think it cracked $1 billion. So that's pretty good for Disney, because Disney is just they're such a toxic company anymore with some of the stuff that they're trying to shove down people's throat and all the stuff that they're doing. That's just me. I think that's pretty good. But what Disney needs to do, and I'm gonna finish out with this, is I know it kicks their butt that they made Inside 2 and they couldn't put any of their little messages in there because they probably wanted to, but they said, man, we can't, or maybe we shouldn't, or maybe we want to, or we should, and they didn't. And so that movie is now sitting at $1 billion. It's the first movie of 2024 that's going to hit $1 billion. And I'm for sure it hit $1 billion this weekend. That's including worldwide and all that kind of stuff. So that just goes to show you that people, want to see something that's entertaining and don't have any type of messages. And I don't want to see two dudes kissing, two chicks kissing. I don't want to see none of that stuff. And apparently I don't think Inside Out 2 had that. It was just a kid that had all these random thoughts in their head. And you know how you have all these thoughts in your head when you're a teenager and you're trying to figure out how to fit in with everybody. That's my take from it. Now, they could have put a spin on it, but they decided not to. That's why I think this movie's doing good at the box office. So that's two things I wanted to share with you guys, with you folks, is I think that I really truly think that A Quiet Place franchise should come out every 2 years. I don't think A Quiet Place should come out next year. I think it should come out at the end of what is this? This is July. So you have next year will be a July, and then you have the following year will be a July. Now, if they want to bring another Quiet Place out in July of 2026, I think that would be the thing. So that way you can get into what you're doing. Tell a really good story and really get in it. Don't do like some of these other franchises that just took a nosedive after they came out with a breakout hit. I mean, some of these franchises, they just took a major nosedive. They just started putting out crap. And you don't want, if they could do that, because like I said, this is a story. You could tell stories within a story. To have A Quiet Place over in Japan or something. Have A Quiet Place over in the Middle East, or have A Quiet Place over in UK or something. Be creative about it. You know what I mean? Be creative. You could do so much with this franchise if you put care and really care and find somebody that's like, hey, I got one, man. I got one. Let me give you this idea. Let me give you this, what I got. And they'd be like, I like this. We're going to go for this. You know what? We give Quiet Place day one $67 million. We're going to give you $70 million. Play it safe. And Disney, you could do better. I always say that. Disney, you can do better. You don't want to, and I get it, but you could do better. Right there, Inside Out 2 just busted out a $1 billion movie. You guys could get back in there if you just say, me personally, I fire all y'all people that, I hate to say the word, use woke, all y'all woke ass people out there that's working for Disney, I fire y'all. I fire all you people that's call yourself don't want to hire no white people and all that kind of stuff, man. What the fuck's up with that? You know, I'm sorry about my French, man, but being a black man growing up in America and some of the stuff I had to go through to grow up, and now you're gonna reverse that shit as a company. It just blows my mind. What the hell, you know? I would fire you all. You guys, you can pack your bags, get out, get out. You know, I'm gonna turn this company around, and we're gonna start making some. We're gonna make some good movies. All you people that wants to shove all this agenda, you're fired, you're fired, and you're fired. Sorry, man. I'm just putting it out there. God forgive me for cussing, but I'm just saying that, you know, I would get rid of it. I give you, I don't care if I have to dip in my budget of. I'm already losing money anyway. Only thing I'm doing good at is Inside Out too. And and if I was Disney, I would give everybody a $60 million budget. Everything from now on is going to be made at $60 million until we get back on our feet, until we get into good graces of the public again. Not that small percentage of these people that you're trying to please. God bless and take care, and we'll catch you next video. We'll see you.